He has a great sense of urgency and excitement. He demonstrates candor, he demonstrates insight and creativity, and he thrives in an environment of challenge and change and competition. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your university president and my good friend, Gordon Gee.
So thank you very much. I'm honored to be here with all of you. What a day, what an opportunity for me to do what I think all Mountaineers should do, and that is to celebrate the greatness of our state. Let me just thank our congressional delegation. Thank you for being here. Senator Rockefeller is here. He'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to ask him to say a few things, and Senator Manchin was here earlier. And Helen, it's wonderful to see you. We're glad to have you here. Thank you very much, and it's a celebration that we all have. She was the first female Secretary of State, as you well know, and I also want to acknowledge the National Capital Area Chapter for hosting this event. The first time they hosted it, I was here, and we held it in a telephone booth. So it is one of those things. Anyway, so here I am. Here I am, back where I started. At a university that gave me an unusual opportunity to respond to the issues of the day, and the blessing of being part of an institution at its time of transformation, which I really believe. Since I returned to West Virginia University, I have received the warmest possible welcome from all of you Mountaineers, 1.8 million and more. To meet as many of them as possible, I decided to visit every county in the state. I forgot to ask how many counties there were, and when I discovered there were 55, I tried to renege, but it didn't work. But I will have achieved that goal by next month, from 4-H camps in Hedgeville to Beckley to a gas well near Moundsville, from tours of college and university campuses to a session with McDowell County high school students. I reacquainted myself with the unique character that is this university and that is this state. But what has been apparent to me during my visits around the state is that West Virginians are strong-willed people with a character of independence and a spirit that has become unusual in this nation. And it is clear that West Virginians love West Virginia, all of you here. That love affair is really quite remarkable. So we, as West Virginians, and I now talk about myself again as a born-again, well, actually a born-again West Virginian, we should all take an oath to sing our state's praises and tell the world how good we are, rather than just focusing on our challenges. And during my travels, I've seen the challenges, but more importantly, I've seen the opportunities, which are extraordinary. And those opportunities can be fueled by the energy and the people of West Virginia University, my institution, your institution. I'm visiting every county because I believe that West Virginia University is truly West Virginia's university. As I have stated many times since I returned, I will work tirelessly, and I'll work in any way that I possibly can to let 1.8 million West Virginians believe in their hearts and in their minds that this university is the most important thing in their lives. So our state's future depends on us creating jobs so we can keep these talented people in West Virginia. I've often said we're going to build a fence around West Virginia. We're going to build a fence. We're not going to let any talent leave, except maybe those of you who come to Washington for a few sojourns. And we're going to put a couple of we're going to put up a couple of gates in there, and we're going to let the gates swing in, let people come in, and then close it behind them. Because we want talent. We want to keep our talent. We want to grow our talent. I believe that there is no more important time than for these great land-grant universities to reassert their values and their value to the nation. In a time of social and economic disruption, Americans are looking to public higher education for solutions, and they should. Improving education, of course, is the single most important issue that is facing our nation, economically, socially, intellectually, artistically. An educated nation preserves its democracy. And future generations need us to keep the American dream within reach, the cost and quality issue. And no university in America, and I will say this absolutely because I've been president of half of them, and no university in America is better positioned, and I really honestly believe this, I say this from the heart, nor has a higher calling in this new millennium than does our university. It is uncanny how important this institution is to this state. I have never seen a university so prepared to build statewide partnerships. I've never seen a university with so much potential to make real immediate differences in the state's quality of life. Being at West Virginia University at this time is not only an opportunity and a responsibility, I believe it is a calling. I believe it is a remarkable calling, not just for me, but for every member of our university family, and a number of them are here today, and they believe that, as do I. That calling is to rise above ourselves, to put people ahead of personal gain, and to place progress and leadership as our polar star. And in so doing, we can cause West Virginia to seek its higher angels, to seek its higher angels. That expectation is, as it should be, of a great land-grant university in this century at this time. We must all now focus on the daily task of that higher calling, and it must start with the university itself. The institution must move from being isolated and consumed by the traditional nature of the educational enterprise. We must think differently. The policymakers, whether on Capitol Hill here or the State House in Charleston or the county and municipal offices scattered across West Virginia, must adopt a similar approach. We must all think differently. We need to move away from our isolation and rise above the pit of partisanship. We are all in this together. The university cannot elevate West Virginia on its own, nor should we. And I cannot do it alone, and Washington, D.C. cannot do it alone. Everyone who feels a loyalty to our university and to our state must bond together as one. Whether you live in a farmhouse or a penthouse, we are all connected by the same gold and blue thread. But the question is, do we now have the courage to be an American? And do we have the courage to be a West Virginian? Do we have the courage to make a great university? Ladies and gentlemen, I am more convinced than I could possibly ever be. I have higher expectations, higher aspirations, and higher belief in our institution than I have ever had, and any institution that I've ever worked at. I am grateful to be here. I am blessed to be here. There's no place that I'd rather be, nor any time that I'd rather be at a place called West Virginia than right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.